Firstly, hello. Now, I do apologise. I've been away for a while and I have been thinking about what content to produce, and I'm sort of running out of time, but today I'm going to squash in a quick video about a strap change. But I do promise I have some more videos coming, and as soon as I get chance, I'll load them. It's a busy time, it's very warm outside, and there's more to come. With the warm weather, etc., it got me thinking. Now, I need to go somewhere fancy, and I wanted to wear a watch, and I thought the Speedy Mark II might be ideal. So I pulled this out, and I thought I've got it on the bracelet, like the black one here that I have. And I do like the bracelet, and I took the bracelet off, and I had the head. And initially I thought I'm going to pop this racing style rubber strap on because I thought that looked so good. But as I did that, I thought to myself, hold on, I need to get the camera rolling here and show you guys what I'm up to. And but before I do that, why don't I just show you this Speedmaster Mark II head, because I thought what a piece of artwork this is. And then I thought, why don't I show you the dimensions, because I was just curious. And you can see there that this is 15 millimeters thick. And I really like the size and the heft of this watch. And I think that the cushion case style like this is so cool. And I know it's got the date indicator there, and I'll come back to that in a moment, because well, I thought, and look at the case back, and you can see that the manufacturing has really gone into that hippocampus and the omega sign and the word Speedmaster. And I keep thinking, what a cool name for a watch, Omega, and then Speedmaster. And I thought, so I had this in my hand, and I thought I've got to get this on the on camera, because at the same time I thought to myself, hold on, why don't I put on something funky like the Frogman? And I suppose that gives you a good indication of the size difference. And then I thought, we're talking 1970 here, and we're talking 2023 here. So there's a good 50 years between these two. And in actual fact, not a lot has changed really, apart from technology and the way the thing looks and feels. And I suppose these are completely different things. But essentially, you've got a 12-hour handset on the dial, telling you the hour of the day. And then I thought, hold on, what I haven't done is worn the Captain America to a meeting yet. I've worn it to travel across Europe in the motor vehicle, and I did a video on that. And I thought I could wear that, and it is cool, and hopefully you can see that. In fact, let me just, there we go. I mean, the gold is so good, isn't it? And I could put on the Speedy, although it was the racing dial that I was going to wear. And for some reason I feel the pull over to the dark side of the mechanical world. And once again, this is the reason that I'm making this video, because I took the bracelet off and I had a million ideas rushing through my head. And I thought, I've noticed a couple of people have done videos on the GMT bezel and how to set functions of the watch, and I thought, why don't I try and set the time and date on camera? And I know that some people will think, oh my goodness, this is rather basic. He's setting the time and date on a mechanical watch, but there is a bit more to it than you realise. And I've just realised I haven't got the little gadget to set the time. But before I do the time setting, because there is something you need to think about, I thought to myself, why don't I show you a few strap options on this head? Now, this is an alligator strap from Hirsch on a brushed double a buckle, and in actual fact this is 19 millimeters. I actually got this strap for a Grand Seiko years ago, and because it's a very nice quality strap, I thought this is going to be great for other pieces. So I have the matte version here, and that is a very nice version. I've got the exact same strap but with the glossy finish, so it looks more darker on camera, and I've got a glossy deployment buckle there, deployant buckle, and so that's what that looks like, and that does have a 20 millimeter gap, so that would fit there, and I think that the glossy part of it really does match the 1970s vibe and the racing dial. But there's one little problem here. Now, because the lug width is 20 millimeters there and the strap length is 20 millimeters, there's no actual room to get the spring bar out, because this is not a holes case. So when you put the spring bar in, it's going to lock into place, but you are never going to be able to get the strap out unless you compress it. Now, by accident, I actually did that one time before, and I managed to get the strap out by compressing the top of the strap here until I could get my tool in and take the spring bar down. And I thought to myself, I don't want to do that again because it was such a pain. But I do know that this very strap today is actually offered with a spring bar release mechanism inside the strap, so that would be ideal, but I don't have that strap. In fact, all the straps I've got today, they all require holes there or a little bit of space for you to get your tool in. And I suppose what I should do is I should go and get the tools that I need for the time setting anyway. I will just go and grab them. Hold on. So I just went off camera there. This is the Omega date selector push device, and this is the spring bar tool that I use, and it's a version on spring bar remover, and it's the fine tip. I always use the fine tip. I don't the larger one that's 2 millimeters I find useless, so I always use the 1 millimeter one here. Oh, it might be 1.5 millimeters, I don't know, but it's got the standard 0.8 millimeter spring bar, and I do find these spring bar tools really good actually. I don't know why, but I suppose Bergeron, as a company, they do make tools, and they are supposed to get this stuff right, and they are the premium brand name. Anyway. Now, because it's the Valdrew base, and they've turned the caliber 90 degrees onto its side, that they lose the functionality of setting the date through the crown. Because it's in the tri-compacts position, so the date changer is actually there. But the reason that I like that is it means that when you pull the crown out, all it does is hack. It hacks and enables you to wind the movement and set the hands. And for some reason, I quite like that. And when it's pushed in, you can wind it up. And because I've just put a little bit of power in the spring there, we might see the second hand move just for a moment. So if you do notice that, and I do apologise, I don't have any gloves on or anything, so I've probably got my oils, my hand oils, all over the place here. So why don't before I do that, let me show you the. I think this is I've picked up I have this in 20 millimeters as well. But let me show you this old vintage style of strap. I mean, that's going to look very nice as well with the stitching here. And then, I'm not really a red leather strap type of person, but that does match the orange burst of the indices. I mean, that red would work actually, wouldn't it? That really would. And I did think to myself, I might have found a use for that red strap. But this doesn't have the quick release, and I know that taking the strap off is going to be nothing but a nuisance in the future. So I don't think I'm going to be using that red strap, but it is a good strap. But I thought, let me talk you through setting the time. And it's one of the things that causes me a bit of an issue, because often I'm swapping and changing watches all the time. And for example, when I pulled this out of the box, the hands were sleeping, and the minute that the dial feels the light, it jumps into action, and then it syncs with my phone, and it's absolutely accurate. So I never have to set the hands on this. And if you press that function, it puts the hour and minute hand out of the way, so you can see the subdials. I mean, it is rather cool, isn't it? And it's why I do keep going back to these G-Shocks, because I don't have to set the time. But every now and again, I don't mind setting the time, because it's this mechanical interaction with the watch that's quite cool. Anyway, and that brings me on to, right, so today I've pulled this out of the out of its box, and I can see that the date is the 12th. And I'm just going to double check actually. Yep, it's the 12th, and so the date on here is the 30th. So that's a bit of a nuisance. And also, I don't know if it's AM or PM. So the first thing I do when I pick up a mechanical watch like this is I want to establish where the hour hand is. Is it AM or PM? So I've just pulled the crown out one position because that's all it has. And I want to find out if we are in AM or PM. So I don't know right now. And it's why I do like the GMT function and other complications that denote, you know, if you are AM or PM, but we're about to find out if it's AM or PM. Now, if I'm in AM already, when the hour hand goes over the 12, the date will not jump, and it's jumped at. So now I'm in AM, so that's fine. We've got a reference there. Now we are in the morning here. You can see that we are 10:09. So that's why I've got the G-Shock here, so that I can set this time to a reference. So let me whiz this round to about 10:10, because then I need to deal with the second hand and the date. But I shall deal with the, I'll get the hands roughly at the time, just for the moment, because I want to set this up bang on to the digital watch, because then I can see if the watch is losing or gaining time as well. So let me just get this to roughly 10:10. Can you believe it? That's the time that all watches are set to. And because it's a Valjoux base 7750, to get the gears all lined up, you just back it up to the indice. And so when I put the crown in and put power back to the handset, we should be nicely aligned there. Now, because there's no power in here, the second hand isn't moving. But if I just do that for a moment, there we go. It's just released a little bit of power that's there, and I'll just give it a couple of turns on the crown, just to put a bit of juice into the spring. It should be enough to drive this around, because what I want to do is get the second hand to be bang on 0, and this is just trial and error. And so I've got my nail behind the crown, and the minute that second hand gets to 60, I'm going to pull it out, and we are there. Right, so I've got the watch in AM mode. I've got the seconds on 0. Well, it might just be half a second over or 1 second over. Now I've still got my date to sort out, but I need to get the minute hand to where I want it. So at the moment we're at 10:11. I don't think I'm going to have chance to get it round to 10:12. So let me go to 10. Actually, let me put it to 10:15. Why not? Because I'm chatting here, so it's probably going to take longer than I imagine anyway. Right. So at the moment, I've got the watch, minute hand and second hand aligned at the correct time in the future, but I still got the date to work out. Now, With mechanical watches, if you try and manipulate the date out of when the hour hands are close to 12, you can break them. But I think the way Omega's built this caliber, it's totally fine. Now, normally I do set the date when the thing is running, but I'm quite sure I can do it whilst it's hacked like this. So there you can see I'm going to I'm going to take the date round to 12. And in a moment, this is going to be all ready for me. Look at that, you see, I've had plenty of time. So I've got this ready to set going at 10:15. So I'm a couple of minutes out there. But what I could do, I suppose, is take this back to 13. Why not? Let me quickly do that. I might regret this. Okay, 1, 2... Right, so we're at 13, and we're almost at 13 here and in. Right, there we go. And because I know there's very little power in there, let me just put a couple of turns on the crown, so that will put a little bit of juice into the mainspring. So we've got this now set up. Now I might be a second or two out because I'm doing this behind a camera. There we go. That should be bang on. Oh, actually, I've got that bang on. Actually, this might be 1 second ahead. I was hoping it would be behind because I think it's just slightly fast anyway. But that's really not a problem. Anyway, but what I've done is I've set this mechanical watch to a time reference. And we're roughly within a second at this point in time. So if I came back around 10 AM tomorrow morning, I could see what this watch is gaining, because I do plan to wear it today. And have I got that? Yeah, so you can see that I've got the minute hand and the second hand aligned also. So I've managed to do that on camera. And just think, I was doing all this to hopefully it's this video was really stemmed from me wanting to do a strap change. Now at that point I thought, do I really want to do the strap change? Because when I took it off this bracelet, I thought, no, it looks too good on the bracelet. But then I thought, it's not such a big deal sticking it on the rubber strap, because I can always take it off. And also because it's rubber, you can get the spring bar out quite easily. Look, there's a little bit of play there. So I can, because it's rubber, I can get my spring bar in and get that spring bar out quite easily. Anyway, I thought, why don't I put this on the strap whilst I'm on camera? Actually, I've said that, and I've just realised that might be a little bit harder than because I'm behind the camera. That might be a little harder than I plan. But I'm going. Let's try. So what I do is I offer up the spring bar to the case like that, and then with the fine fork, there we go. I might have just got that. I think I've got the spring bar underneath there. There, yeah, I just felt it go in. Yeah, there we go. So I was very lucky. First time I got that, and because it's rubber and a little bit thicker, and because that lug spacing is quite tight, it fits really nicely. Look at that. And also the strap has a little gap, so it matches the contours of the case. That's just a total accident, because this is I forget the Italian name, but it's a really nice strap actually. And I've had this strap on a few watches, but let me try and, if I'm lucky, I'll be able to get this strap on this side exactly the same way as I did it there. I'm keeping the camera rolling because why not? Normally you wouldn't bother. There we go. I did feel that go. You see how fiddly it is? Let me put... Yeah, it's so fiddly. Because I've got the strap on the other side, it's making it very fiddly for me, but I will try. Let me just get that. There we go. That's definitely in, but I need to... There we go. Ah, I just felt it click. There we go. Oh, no. No. I felt it. The click was it popping out. Right. You can see how you fumble a little bit. But never mind. Let's just get that back in again. That should... I should have got it. Right. Yeah, because it's not throwing the rubber out, so I've definitely got that. That's a little bit tighter, that side. It is a little bit tight. It should be all right. Yeah, you see, because it's... But being rubber, there should be plenty of room there, but I thought, look at that. Doesn't look cool. So let's... you see, that does look very, very nice. So now I can put it on. Let's... actually, I need to come off camera. There we go. I needed to use my chest as a rest place. Now look at that. And because it's warm, hot and sweaty around here, oh, that does look good, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm really... Let me just polish the screen, because I might have got my hand oil all over that. But look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, there you go. So, there you go. I'm going to end this video there. I wanted to show you the strap change. And actually, I'll quickly put on the other one with the black dial and the bracelet, because you might form an opinion very quickly on if you prefer the bracelet. I don't know. But for some reason, this racing dial on this racing rubber dive strap, that does look very good, doesn't it? Anyway, there you go. The Speedy Mark II racing dial on the racing rubber style strap.